We reserve a few minutes Sunday morning to suggest news or trends that are predicted by a literal futurist reading of the Bible. Careful to use recognized and reliable sources for news. There's a lot of sensationalism surrounding unfulfilled Bible prophecy, and we don't ever want to add to it. We're not saying that things we report are the definite fulfillment of particular prophecies, only that they are things you'd expect from reading the Bible. Bible futurists have long understood that in the last days and then going into the Great Tribulation, there would be a global cashless economic system by which everyone would conduct all their business. 3.5 years into the tribulation, the man Revelation calls the beast, we call him the Antichrist, he has about 30 or 35 names in the Bible, he's going to demand that everyone swear allegiance to him. That is his mark. Those who won't worship him will be easily blocked from buying or selling anything because they will already be participating in this cashless global economy. COVID-19 is pushing the world population towards a global cashless economic system. It's the kind of system futurists have been predicting ever since the Apostle John wrote the Revelation over 2,000 years ago. A writer for the New York Times said, and I quote, "The pandemic is propelling a shift toward a cashless society in ways that no other single event has." In his article, he went on to say, governments from India to Kenya to Sweden, as well as the United Nations, are promoting cashless payments in the name of public health. Time to swap your coins for payment cards, safer for containing coronavirus, Valdis Dombrovskis, the European Commission Vice President for Financial Services, wrote on Twitter as Europe imposed quarantines. For a growing number of people sensitized by COVID-19 quarantines, cash is a fading routine. We're living through an amazing global social experiment that is forcing governments and businesses and consumers to rethink their operating modes and norms for social interaction, said Morten Jorgensen, director of RBR, based in London, a consulting firm specializing in banking technology, cards, and payments. Visa reported a surge in contactless payments for basic items in Britain after limits there were lifted, and a 100% increase from a year ago in the United States. Visa said it had also worked with governments in Greece, Ireland, Malta, Poland, and Turkey to raise contactless payment limits in those countries. Another quote back from that Times article, "The pandemic has kind of ripped the Band-Aid off of going cashless." Axios.com said in their article, "The next big thing is contactless cards. They're pervasive in Europe and elsewhere and are just starting to hit the U.S. in a big way. And for the first time, consumers are demanding them." Fortune.com reported a growing number of businesses, including Kroger, Walmart, and CVS, have had to stop giving change in coins. Many are asking customers to use cards or exact change whenever possible, while some smaller businesses and franchises have stopped accepting cash altogether. One more. Earlier this year, Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz Stadium touted $350,000 in savings after becoming the first professional sports venue to go completely cash-free in March of 2019. When it held a virtual seminar this May to teach others about the transition, more than 200 local hospitality and entertainment companies tuned in. The pandemic just takes what was a slam dunk and now makes it a necessity, Steve Cannon, CEO of the stadium's parent company, told the Atlanta Business Chronicle. Now, we could certainly return to normal as if COVID-19 never happened. We're not saying we won't. But the so-called new normal may be the precursor to the dreaded mark of the beast midway through the 7-year Great Tribulation. Somehow you've got to get everybody on board with no cash. And they're doing a pretty good job of it right now. We all think we're going to return to cash. We hope that we'll return to a cash society, but it's dubious at best. And so, as I mentioned, going cashless, that's not the mark of the beast. Getting a different card or even having a chip put in you, which is creepy, but that's not the mark of the beast. This is a system of commerce that will be in place from the last days into the tribulation, and then the beast, the Antichrist, this man of sin, halfway through, he defiles the Jewish temple that's been rebuilt, and he says, hey, guess what? I'm God, and you can worship me, and you know what? If you don't, you won't be able to buy anything. It'll be like going into PetSmart now with cash. And they'll just say, sorry, we don't accept that. And so you burn your mattress, get rid of all your cash, I guess. But and so you see how this could happen. I've always believed this because the Bible teaches us, but I thought, Lord, how could this happen? How could the whole world just get on board almost overnight? It could be that this is the time. Now, we believe the resurrection and rapture of the church is imminent. Could happen at any moment. Nothing needs to happen before Jesus returns for his church. And it will happen before the tribulation. Jesus will come in the clouds. He'll raise the dead believers of the church age. He'll transform the bodies of living believers to their glorified state. And we will join him in heaven while the earth endures one final 7-year campaign of severe evangelism as God, yes, he pours out his wrath, but he remembers mercy and is trying to draw humanity to himself. The question is, are you ready for the rapture? And if not, you need to get ready and stay ready and keep looking up because, ready or not, Jesus is coming.